listening to CannaPornia with your host, Mofo, only on LA Talk Radio.
So, what do you get when you mix weed and porn together?
CannaPornia! CannaPornia, 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 CannaPornia. You are now tuned in to CannaPornia. Now here's your host, the one and only Mofo.
All right, here we are, the first show of 2018. And it is sausage night. It's sausage night on CannaPornia, but it's all good though. We're all cool fuckers, right?
You know.
The female guest we were supposed to have on canceled via Sky, and so what can you do, right? What can you do? But anyway, I want to talk to you guys for. Well, no, let me introduce you guys first. Okay, to my left is Ricky Johnson.
How you guys doing?
This guy just started and is already winning all the awards. You're winning everything, man.
Nah.
Yeah, both these guys have won a lot of awards already. These are like two of the fucking most popular, probably, if you want to say it, sexiest male porn stars in the world.
I'm just a new guy.
Okay? Like, look at these guys. These guys could be in Hollywood movies and Hollywood TV shows easily.
I take it.
That's what my wife says.
I wouldn't turn it down.
My wife is already masturbating to fucking Ryan Driller. Already. She's already masturbating to him. She wants to make me buy the DVD of the... Oh, Ryan Driller. Got to introduce Ryan Driller. One of the reasons why I asked Ryan Driller... I like that last name. What's up with the Driller? How did you come up with that?
Ride and drill her.
See that? There you go.
Right.
Now, Ricky Johnson, because of Johnson.
Yeah, the first name was just a teammate of mine.
Right.
And then because I had like 4 friends, and I just chose one of their names.
Yeah.
And Johnson means like
Johnson.
penis. So.
Now, when you say teammate, you did track at Long Beach State.
Yeah.
What was your events?
The 800 and the 400.
Wow. Now let me ask you this, because I gotta ask: does your fucking big dick get in the way when you're doing track?
No. I mean, it's visible when you wear like tights and like when I practice, so everybody always talks about it. But
did you fuck all the girls on your track team?
no, I'm a relationship guy.
Yeah. Really?
I tend to just get in like
a young porn star is a relationship guy.
But just now I became like just a single guy, and I love.
Is it because you
life,
probably gotten all kinds of pussy, right?
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah. Same thing with Ryan. Look at him, right? Both these guys, are probably burnt out on pussy by the time they're fucking 25. That's how much pussy they could get.
I am 25.
Right? Yeah. 25.
It was like I always said, like I was a big man whore before I got into porn. Porn kind of like calmed me down a little bit.
Right.
But
now, when you say calm you down, does it have to calm you guys down so you could fucking perform? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're fucking a lot, you're getting paid to do porn, do you have to chill outside of porn as far as the sex part just to be in shape and to be able to perform?
I mean, there is some balance to it, or some people say there's more, and I've gone different routes where I've taken like, oh, I'm working tomorrow, so no sex tonight, and save up and this and that, and like there's no real difference if I have sex tonight and I work tomorrow morning and I have sex again after work and whatever, like
right.
Obviously, sometimes some scenes are a little more complicated and a little more intensive, and those ones, like I know going into it, it's going to be a longer day, it's going to be a more strenuous day, and those ones I'll try and not like go to the gym right beforehand and also busting up before then or anything, so that I can give it my all on camera there, but otherwise, like there's not really too much difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it calmed me down because it was like, one, I didn't know where the strange was coming from or what they were bringing with them, and
right.
Two, it was kind of like, all right, like I'm getting everything there and here, and now I can kind of like actually focus on having a relationship rather than just bouncing around and having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much because I tested it out. Like I like to test myself, so I would like have sex like twice, like night before a big scene, or like sometimes same day in the morning, just like as close as possible. See, if it really is a big difference, but not really. But most of the time, I just like if I have like a long week, I just don't have sex as much. Just,
right.
Don't overdo it.
Now for of course for the people who don't know, fucking on camera, right? Like shooting a scene is a lot longer than what they see.
Way
right?
longer.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. They're like, oh, these, because I don't, because I used to, I've shot porn and I remember, easily a 4-hour day, one scene.
Yeah.
And I was always fucking impressed that the dudes can stay hard. That shit is hard to do, to stay hard, man. It, like everyone thinks they show up, they fuck for about 30, 45 minutes, and then that's it. Everybody goes home.
No, sometimes it's like a 10-hour date just for like a regular boy-girl scene.
Yeah, that's insane. And you're ready to go, and then you got to be
You
when they want you to pop.
Yeah, you gotta be ready.
Trying to do it timely. Yeah, no, it's like sometimes it's a little more intensive. Sometimes it is like, cool, I know I'm going to show up. Call time's at 11. I'll be out the door at 1:30.
Right.
Like, just done. And that's after getting there, going through wardrobe, filling out paperwork, taking all the pretty girls, taking all the sex stills, then going in and shooting the whole scene. It's like you just know some people, it's like they're going to just knock it out. And other times you're like, okay.
Right.
This one's going to be about 6 hours of actual sex. And
yeah,
it's like, okay, just get in that mindset. It's usually pretty easy.
It's depending on the company, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know going in, it's going to be a quick day. It's going to be a long day.
Now, how about the girl? I mean, you guys have probably shot enough that you kind of know certain girls. Maybe it's going to be an easier day or a harder day, or no?
Yeah, no, there's some girls that like are my favorites. When I get the call sheet, I'm like, oh man, tomorrow's going to be a breeze. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
And there's the girls I haven't worked with yet that I'm excited to work with. Like, oh man, she seems cool. It'll be a good scene. And then there's ones that I hated and I dreaded.
Right.
And I almost no-listed. I'm like, damn, should I no-list her? Because I keep seeing her on my call sheet. So.
Right. Now, that's cool that you guys are... Now you got to remember, not every guy can do that. These guys are at that level. Because there's levels of porn. There's levels of porn stars. Some people will even tell you, I wouldn't even call that chick or guy a porn star. Right? But you guys are at that level where you could actually almost have like a no list.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and and a lot of the guys, I think a lot of the guys will have a lot more pull with that for the sheer fact it's like, you have to have a hard on and be able to pop in a scene. So if you're not going to be able to, like, the director's going to go, please don't waste our time. Yeah. Granted, chances are if you're like, I can't work with her, they're going to be like, all right, cool, we'll get you around next time we're coming back. Right. But I know there's always variables. Like, I know some girls have good days and some girls have bad days, and I know sometimes the situation, like the other day, well, you and I were on set for VR scenes, which are the hardest scenes to shoot, really, because it's... Now,
explain VR, because that's kind of new, and a lot of people haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so the virtual reality scenes, because of the setup, because of the cameras, because of the technology behind it, it's way more challenging. And, I mean, I've always joked that I know I'm just a prop, but it's a legit thing in the VR scenes. Like, you don't hear me, you don't see me, you don't see my hands for the most part. Like, we really are just the prop for that. Wow. So
just the penis, pretty much.
Yeah. So for the girl, a lot of times, especially, I mean, and like that's where a lot of the guys have troubles with it too. But because you don't have that, you're not allowed to have that connection, because she's got to interact with the camera, not with the guy. I mean, even though like she's sucking your dick, or even though she's riding you, like she's doing that, but she's talking to the lenses. She's not talking to me.
So how are they shooting that? Like, where's like the camera guys? What, the whole time they're just kind of like behind you and on top of you?
Kind of all over. Depends on some of the companies.
Yeah, some of them have like a 180 view and a 360 view. But most of the time, you can't see the top half. You can only see like the lower half, up to like your chest. So
almost kind of like the POV porn.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the next level of POV. It's like...
Right.
Excuse me, POV like 2.0. So the camera is right in front of our faces. So for the most part, like we're staring at the camera. And it's sitting where our eyes should be, so that when the viewer puts it on, he is actually looking through what our eyes would see anyway. So this girl's having a one-way conversation with a camera. So it's, I mean, the girls that do webcamming are great at it.
Yeah.
Because they know how to have that one-way conversation and how to have that disconnect. For some of them, it's like I work with the girls that, you know, we have amazing scenes together and we get along. We'll hang out outside and we have great chemistry. And then you put us in a VR scene and it's like, you can see her getting frustrated and pissed off, just like, this fucking sucks. Like, as much, as hot as she is and as fun as and as great as she's doing, at the same time, she's like, all I'm doing is fucking the arm of this chair. Like, this sucks so bad. And it's like, I'm here too. Like, I'm trying to help you out. But so sometimes, like, so I'll, you know, before I, like, quote, no list the girl, like, I got to work with her a few times. And I mean, like, the funny thing is, every time I've actually gone through and told a producer, I'm like, listen, I won't work with her anymore, is because I've exhausted every chance. Like, I'll give her 3 chances. Like, all right, you know, I'm not going to hold it against her. Today it was 40 degrees. We were outside in the dirt and, you know, doing positions where both of us are left with bruises and scratches and bleeding and everything there. I'm like, not going to hold that against her. It was a rough day. Another day is bent over backwards, like folding yourself in half on top of, like, the bathtub. So it's totally uncomfortable. And you're like, all right, you know,
right,
not going to hold it against you. It's like, okay, third day, we're actually in a bed. We have this scenario. It's super easy. You're my friend's hot girlfriend. And it's just like, and I would rather have sex with the pillow. So at that point, I just go, all right, maybe we shouldn't pair me up anymore with them. And coincidentally, the 2 people I've done that with retired almost immediately. Like, before I could even, like, finish really a sentence, it was already like they had just disappeared off into the ether and you never saw them on set again. Yeah. So not my doing, just, like, coincidentally, they realized this was not the industry for them.
Right. Now, are there, okay, those are porn, are there, do you guys also have, like, directors, producers that when they contact you, you're like, oh, man. Like, director, almost like a director no list. Now, don't say names, but do you just have any?
No, there's companies that I used to work for that now I would say no to.
Yeah.
You know, because when I was newer, I kind of just took on all work. Because I want to work. But now some just don't fit the niche that I want to work for, you know?
Yeah.
There's some studios that you're more comfortable working with. There's some directors you are more comfortable working with. And like you just said, it's like, there's some, it's like, you get the call like, yo, bro, no, I promise. Like, we'll have you out in like 45 minutes. I'm like, the fuck you will. You've never had anything run on time. Your 45 minutes starts at 1 o'clock. I'm not wasting my time or energy. It's like, and you just piss me off all day because you have the attention span of a gnat.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
No. And no, just, I'm busy. Sorry. Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Now, okay. So when, like, how far in advance? Because I have a regular day job, right?
Right.
So I work with, you know, mainstream crowd or whatever. And one of the questions they always ask is like, okay, how actually long are you guys having to keep a fucking erection from the time you get there? Because you're not really like shooting your load and getting hard again. Like, what's the average amount of time sometime that you have to fucking keep a hard on?
I mean, in all reality, like, you really only have to have a hard on for nowadays. It's
or
like
you keep getting hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to be. I mean, you got to do one in 2 ways. Whatever you know is like, I can go up and down for the most part all day, and like, there's some studios like,
yeah, like, I hate when you have to do that. But
yeah,
Right.
but it's like it's gonna be easier. Like, you know, like the VR scenes, they want like 45 minutes of footage,
Right.
right? But they've got to move all of this equipment around. So there's no, it's like, great, we're going to shoot 5 minutes of sex right now. One position, cool. No problem with that whatsoever. But it's going to take them 20, 30 minutes to move the cameras and the lights and reset the room because the cameras see everything. So like, you know, right here, if they was in my view, they'd have to remove all this kind of stuff over here. They'd have to clear out some of the stuff here, like, and reset everything so that everything looks appropriate for these cameras. So there's no reason for me to like try and hold and maintain a hard on for another 30 minutes and not pop.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll just chill and go into a different like headspace and just do that. Then there's some days it's like you're fighting the sun and it is like, all right, you know, I'm going to hold this as we keep doing everything because it's just a quick reset. 3 minutes, like, I'm going to keep it up. It's going to be easier just to do that. Or still interacting and playing with one another anyway.
Right.
They're just like moving this for the shadows or the sunlight that's blocking and coming in from here, trying to kind of reset this or grabbing lube or changing out batteries. You're like, all right, no, it's fine. Like, we'll hold it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I say like the average is really like an hour that you have to be hard. And that's about
Right.
15 minutes for stills and 45 minutes for the footage. But sometimes the footage takes 2 hours to actually get. And sometimes it is like, all right, I'm going to be on set for 8 hours. Whatever's going to work best for you.
Yeah, and then there's different things that you guys have to shoot for. Like there's the video part and then the stills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in case you don't know what I mean by stills, a lot of times when you see pictures, especially like high quality pictures from a scene, that wasn't a lot of times shot during the fucking. That's actually like a different part of the day where they set it up to take stills, and that's a fucking bitch. You know.
Yeah, sometimes look at the sex stills and look at the actual video. They don't really match up.
Yeah, I go through
That has happened
Yeah.
70% of the time.
Today, all of my stills were nowhere near what happened in the video at all. But we know that there's two different viewers, two
Yeah.
different consumers. Like the
Yeah.
guys that just want to see the photos and fill it in, and then the people that want to watch the video that don't even realize that there's still photo. Like the promo thumbnail shot wasn't actually from the scene itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had sex stills in the bathtub one time, and then the scene was in the bed. And
Right.
So it was like,
Right.
it's a completely different scene you're promoting, but, you know.
Yeah, and that because like the reason why I'm kind of asking a lot of questions is because I got a lot of questions last year that I never. Hey, you never asked kind of what it's like to be a porn star or what it takes to be a porn star. So that's why tonight, you know, for show I'm trying to make the show a little bit more educational because I know a lot of people. There's a lot of guys that want to be porn stars, but I don't think they realize how fucking hard it is. It's not like I said, it's not what you see on a fucking video or on Pornhub or on Pornhub, whatever. It's a lot longer, and also the conditioning. Like you look at you guys look in awesome shape. You almost look like you're fucking MMA fighters or whatever. Is there like specified training, let's say, to do porn? Because I mean, let's be honest, you guys are people are seeing fucking you guys parts of you guys up close that they're not seeing some fucking like a GQ model. You know what I mean? They're seeing your assholes, your fucking dicks. I mean,
No,
is
man,
it
I
a
don't know
whole different world as far as being in shape and looking camera ready for porn?
I mean, for me, I've just been carrying over my athleticism from college, so I've been pretty much lazy since I've joined porn.
Yeah.
So I want to say, like, you have to be super.
How
healthy.
irritating is that for us fat fucks? For fuckers who work hard to diet. Well, so a lot of you will use genetics, right? Is that what you're saying?
A lot of people tell me I'm like genetically blessed, but I mean,
Yeah.
I do work hard every once in a while. I have like a little, like, you know, I'll go to the gym like 3-4 days in a row, and then I'll be lazy for 3 weeks. But
Right.
but you know, I eat healthier now though.
Yeah.
I used to eat like shit, but work out all the time. Now I like don't work out, but I eat healthy. So
What about you?
I mean, I am a fat kid. Like I am a. Like I mean, I say it right now. I'm in the worst shape I've been in 10 years, and that's nothing compared to the average American. Yeah. But you know, like last year was definitely rough on my body. Whatever. Like there was a lot of health issues and everything going on that just knocked me out from going to the gym. Like I was fine for the most part, but pneumonia, kidney stones, giardia, like just took like the year off from the gym. So I'm finally getting back to it. But I hike with my dogs every day. I try and keep my endurance up. So if there's anything that like you have to have as a porn star, as a porn guy, like, I mean, for both ends. I mean, the girls even almost more so because you've got to do that reverse and that regular cowgirl squat thing.
A lot of them give up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I can't do it. And it's like, honey, like, I'm going to hold you up as much as I can for this, but they don't want to see my hands and my arm. They want to see your vagina. So, you know, there is some of that where you do have to be able to hold it. In terms of like training and prepping for it, everybody's got their own thing. I know a lot of guys a few years ago, a lot of people were doing CrossFit, and that was their training. And there's a lot of people that like almost like go run marathons and ultrathons, and those of us that hike running every day or have our gym schedules. And a lot of guys and a lot of people have definitely bonded together with working out. But for training like on set, as for how to do and hold and do everything, because like you said, like it's not like the sex that we're having on film is not the sex that you have at home.
Right.
it's not the same missionary, it's not the same doggy, it's not the same anything on top of everything else. So, like, I don't know your experience.
My dick curves now. It curves a little bit to like the like this. It kind of sucks. That's how you know I've been opening up so much.
That's
the
the really funny thing is I had a conversation with the girl the other day, and she's like, "Oh, do you think her dick curves this way because of porn?" And I said, "No, my dick has always kind of curved that way. In fact, usually I'm on the other side, so like I'm fighting the two curves. Mine goes up and a little bit to the right, and then so it's like for some reason I'm on the left, so I've got to like open up." Like cheating, so I'm twisted towards the right, so my dick is almost like wanting to come straight towards the camera now.
Yeah.
But so like, and there is some of that, but like, I mean, my training for that was, and this is almost where you get like thrown through the trenches. At least my experience. I'm not sure how yours was, but it was like you showed up on set and your training was the director berating you from the side, just like, driller, open the fuck up, like move your hand, shadows. So you know, you're not just like, oh, girl super hot.
Yeah.
Like, look at her ass. It's like, oh, don't touch it. Can't move. Like, gotta back up here. And you're like, okay. So you've got this voice yelling at you in the side, kind of telling you how to open up and how to be ready and how to be prepped for it. So
right.
that was my training for it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, my first 6 months in, or like first year in, it was pretty much just training all the scenes. Because I started in like a lot of gangbang scenes and blowbangs where there's a whole bunch of guys. And then so you have like a little bit of time to shine in the video or just be noticed. So you have to go in there and just be like perfect, you know? Because and if you're a new guy, they fucking hate you because you know you might take their work or you're like the new guy. So they're like, so they're not. No one tell me anything or there's no, you know, helpful tips or anything. It's just trial and error.
They do that. Lucky. And the gangbangs are one of those ones where it's like they throw you into the gangbang when you start off because if you fail, there's 5 other guys to pick up where you left off. Yeah. And it's like, cool.
If you get out of there, then it's just like, oh.
Like, all right. He held his own. He held hard. Like, he was able to do it in that crowd setting with everything going on. All right, we'll give him his credit there. Right. Maybe we'll throw him a boy-girl scene now or whatever and kind of see how he handles this. But, yeah, no, nobody's giving you. And it's almost like the alpha, like, starts popping up with everybody where they're really, like, trying to push each other out of the way. Like the gangbangs make me laugh all the time.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to be one up each other.
Now, like in the gangbang scene, right? Let's say the girl. Can the girl cause drama? Like, listen, because sometimes I'll watch like a gangbang scene, and it seems like the girl is like favoring one dude's dick, like she's just sucking that dick, and the other dudes are there. Does that ever cause shit, or will the director say, "Hey, okay, go on to the other dick"? You know what I mean? Does that ever start shit?
If the director says something, it's not gonna cause a rift. But like, it's usually like if other guy is like, "Well, it's my turn," and he like pulls her away, and then it's depending on what the girl does.
Oh,
what
okay.
the other guy does, he's like, "No, I'm still," you know. It's just everybody's different personalities.
Like you get a little bit of the competition. Like this is gonna be the most ridiculous comparison you'll ever hear, and I'll make, and I can't believe I'm about to do it. But if you ever watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette,
right,
the very first night when everybody's meeting. And, like, as the night goes on, the girls get all more, like, hey, can I steal you for a minute? And everyone's like, yeah, I just sat down with him. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of how I've only done a few of them, but that's kind of how some of the gangbangs go, where it's like, okay, we started off this, and everybody's kind of taking their turn, and now it's like, all right, dude, it's my turn now. And it's like,
yeah,
they start kind of pushing. It's like, she literally got, like, 1, 2, and now I'm on to the next one. Like, come on, give me a minute. But
yeah, I've had a gangbang before where I didn't even penetrate the girl. Like I did in sex stills, but not in the scene because everybody was hogging, and I was just like, "Well, we're all getting paid. Like, I'm not gonna do any extra."
That's funny because there's a couple guys in the industry that are like, "Fuck it, like I got no problem." They're like, "Fine, I'll just take the blowjob." And it's like, "Yeah, we're still getting paid the same. You go ahead and you work.
You want to do everything. We're getting paid the exact same. You know, good job."
And there are some girls and some like I said, I've only done a few, but there was like one girl. She's like, "Okay, we're doing double penetration for this." These are the 3 guys out of the 17 that were in the room that are allowed to do the anal. And it's kind of like, and it's for her own comfort. Like she knows. So you're going, okay, like at least we know these rules about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, there's usually not too much drama. It's just kind of like the competition streak comes out. And it's, that's about as drama as it gets. Now
you got, the both of you guys are pretty popular. Does the porn world ever mix like with the Hollywood world? Like, do you guys get invited to parties just because you're porn stars, or when you go to Hollywood clubs or anything? You ever like does those worlds ever mix? And are you guys liked, or girls just inviting you to fuck you or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I still think I'm extremely new, but
Yeah.
and not popular yet. But I have had some girls slide in my DMs that are not super popular, but like a little popular.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So you guys, I mean, because I imagine you guys could probably, if you wanted to, get a lot of pussy through social media.
Yeah, but the thing with social media is I don't trust any of it. I think everybody.
You don't trust it's the girl?
No.
No, every person who's not like a performer that I've seen or met, I think every single fan is like not real or a catfish. Every single one of them.
Let's just be honest. Porn is made for men.
Right.
You have studios and you have some stuff that's starting to like really gear towards women. But psychologically speaking and sexually speaking, like most women are not stimulated by the visual. They're stimulated by the emotional, which is why like the Fabio romance novels always did so well on that aspect. And that's really where like the 50 Shades of Grey thing came in was I mean, I actually read the books because I did the parody real briefly. I mean, for the minute that it was on shelves. But there was, I mean, it was like a 3-page setup for 2 sentences of the most like double entendre sex possible. Just like, he filled me, he came, and it's just like, what? Like this is what's getting everybody off? Like, okay. I mean, I get it because it's the whole psychological aspect to it. So I mean, there are a lot of women fans. I'm not going to deny that, and I do converse with them, and they do show up to the conventions, and they're great and super friendly, and I adore them. But
are they showing up for the girls?
No, well, I mean, like the female fans that show up to come and meet me and a couple of us, like they, like I said, I mean, they're upfront and they're foremost, and they've got genuine, real pictures that you can tell are real and they're not like professional or stolen or anything like that.
Yeah.
But of all of the followers that I have, like you're saying, it's like I go through it, and there's one, and I just called her out again because this idiot. I don't even know if it's a her. Like we can't actually verify if it's a her, but I know it's a catfish because the real girl did start following me, did slide into my DMs, and started being like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? Want to hook up sometime?" Like, how would we do this? Like, I might even be interested in getting into the industry. And I had to sit there, and it's pretty easy to go through and be like, "Oh, you're a published fashion model who's done swimsuit and Maxim and this kind of stuff," and it's like, and here's all of the background. Like, your story is real and legit. Girl 2 that's been blowing up all the guys on Instagram and Twitter, Columbia Blonde. She hit you up. It's like, funny how that picture is actually from this girl on vacation with her family and baby because she's a mommy blogger now.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on, like I get it. Beautiful buxom blonde obviously got our attention. We're going to say hi back. But at the same time, it's like something's up and we're not really going to waste our time trying to figure out and like come meet up. Like, especially when the Columbia blonde girl, Selena, whatever her name is, she's blowing me up and she's like, "Oh, I totally want to meet. Let's go work out at the gym." And I'm like, I'm looking at her gym photos like, none of your gyms are in Hollywood, even though you're claiming to be in Hollywood. Like, I live in Hollywood. I go to all the gyms there.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Come to Runyon." "Oh, I can't make it today." And she's like, "No, I'm real. Like, I'll meet you for lunch right now. Where you at?" And I was like, "How about Ventura and Sunset Boulevard? An intersection that does not exist." Right. "Okay, I'm on my way." It's like,
oh, fuck. Yeah.
I don't know if you're a lonely housewife. I don't know if you're just a low self-esteem girl like hanging out in the middle of this. I don't know if you're a gay guy that loves his straight porn guys and knows this is how he gets the most recognition and the most interaction.
Right.
Either way is fine. Just when we don't pay attention to you, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we're not putting that effort in front of you when we can walk into the club and have some girl come flirt and talk with us, or when we're out at the event, or hanging out with the girls from the industry even, that it's like we know what's going on with everything there.
Yeah,
So.
I kind of go through the same thing with producing this show. And what I mean by producing the show, I do everything for the show, get the guests and all this other shit, right? But a lot of times I've been fooled because usually the way I get guests through the show, I find them on my Twitter because I follow a lot of porn stars, and that's male and female. And usually the first thing I do is I look through their timeline, and if I see they have a personality and they're funny and they actually talk about world stuff, not just, hey, can you sign up to my thing, or hey, will you go to my, will you buy me something off my Amazon? When they actually have like an opinion and shit, I'll hit them up and say, hey, do you want to be on my show? But there's been a few times where I hit up people and it's a fake account. And they'll fucking go along with it. Yeah, I'll do your show. I want to do your show, whatever. And then what always helps me out, the industry helps me out. The real girl or like a PR, like Erica is really good at it. They'll hit me up and say, hey, mofo, just so you know, that ain't the fucking real porn star. And I'm like, what? Oh, fuck. And it's happened to me a few times, but the worst one was with Shawn Michaels. I was going back and forth with Shawn Michaels. Oh, yeah, I can do this. Then he canceled. And then Shawn Michaels hit me up. Hey, man, that's not me. And what? And then he goes, no, that dude. And then it turned, like, there's some porn stars that have fucking 5-10 fake accounts.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys have anybody doing fake accounts or fake Instagrams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I keep an eye on it just because, like, for some of us, and I don't, I'm only speaking of my own personal experience, but it's like, I have a lot of gay friends. And I've had a couple of them hit me up just like, well, one, as much as I wish you were gay, I know you're not. But I was going to be pissed off if you were in Virginia and coming out and I just saw you on Grindr. And I'm like, nope, not me. So I go through and I try and make sure I can find all of my accounts and kind of keep an eye on it. Just so I know it's like, hey, no, I don't have Facebook. That's not me. No, I don't have Snapchat. That's not me. It's like I got Instagram, I got Twitter. Those are the two that I have. If you follow those, and it's like, and they're simple. They're Ryan Driller. Granted, the one downside I made with my name is a capital I and an L look the same. So sometimes people go in and they'll create a fake account by changing out one of those things. So you think you're interacting with me, and sometimes they're pretty good about like keeping some of the mannerisms, but like I don't use the shorthand stuff. Like you never see a UR for your or an LOL on any of my shit. Like I don't do that. so at least I gotta tell everybody, it's kind of like you might see me short some punctuation, but I'll always use the appropriate your, like of the three variations of it, so you know which one I'm referring to for you. So, and it's, I mean, a lot of it does have to do with popularity. Like the more popular a girl gets, especially as she crosses 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, like the more accounts come up as people try and live vicariously through that lifestyle, knowing like, oh, I can gain this sort of attention by pretending to be so-and-so.
Yeah, but, and you know what sucks? Like, unfortunately, one of my MofoWear girls, I have a clothing line called MofoWear, mofowearstore.com. She was a porn star too. Her name was Flower Tucci. She retired a few years ago. And her account was huge. I don't know what it was. I mean, it was up there, 300,000-400,000, whatever. Maybe 500,000, I don't know. But I'm not sure exactly what happened. Somebody took over her account. She went back and forth with Twitter, and they told her, well, you know what, we can't recover it, so you can start a new one. And now she has maybe, I don't know, 400, 500 followers. But that sucks when that happens, because you see that happen a lot.
Yeah.
Especially it seems to like porn stars.
And there's like it's a crazy new thing to think about, and it's one of those things like I had to think about last year, and I started like playing around, and like I took a massive break from all social media because everything going on in the climate in the world, it was just everybody's at each other's throats, and I'm like, I'm getting frustrated in my personal life because of the interactions I'm not having on social media.
Right.
It's either people hiding behind a computer screen or people that are backing something that I didn't realize they would back, or whatever's going on there. But then it also became this thing where it's like everybody has this new obsession with the numbers game. It's like, oh, I've got 50,000 followers. And it's like, okay, I'm pulling my account right now. I'm not going to deny it. I know I've got 55,000, somewhere around there followers. I interact and I get the same 5 people talking to me every day. So do I have 55,000, or do people create some accounts to follow everybody so that they have a legit account that they also follow themselves with, so that, and there are PR companies and everything you can go and sign up with, and it's like, oh, we'll get you more followers so that you have these numbers,
right?
And they look like they're legit accounts, and you look like you have a legit following. But I mean, they're not interacting. Like I get 100 new followers a day, but they don't say anything. They don't do anything, and half of them can go through and be like, "Oh, you don't post anything." Like, and I mean, I one-way post anyway, so I laugh. And you're like, I went through your social media to see how you interact, and it's like, I think just about the only thing I do now is retweet the PR from America or like a Naughty America scene because I've got my affiliate link and people want to know if like a new DVD came out, but like. I don't read anything in my timeline, and I assume most people aren't really reading anymore, especially now that Instagram, it's like, oh, you put it in a picture. I'll look at your picture as I have this attention span, but
Yeah.
it's like, do I care about the numbers? At the end of the day, no. But a lot of people definitely do. So it is like, oh, I wish I had 1 million followers. I wish I had 3 million followers. And it's like, but what does it do?
Right.
So,
Nothing. I like Instagram Live and like Periscope because those are the ways you can interact.
right.
Like I did a Periscope to sleep. It was really stupid, but I was like really bored one night. I was like, let me just gonna go to sleep and see who like watches me go to sleep. And I signed up to Periscope, and it was so hard to go to sleep because I had to keep the light on so you could see me. It's really stupid. I just
So how many people watched you?
Like 4,700
Oh, fuck.
over the course of me like from there to sleeping.
Now, you think it's because they're waiting for something to happen? Because, a lot
I made
of
it
times
clear.
I'll
I was
catch
sleeping.
myself doing something stupid like that online where I'm saying, what is this? And then I'm just kind of there. Like
I
hate the show Big Brother.
Right.
Right. But they have one, I don't know if you guys have seen it, where I think it's on Showtime. It's called Big Brother at Night
After
or
Dark.
whatever. Yeah,
Big Brother After Dark.
Yeah, Big Brother After Dark. And I've caught myself just fucking there, and they're just fucking laying in bed. They're not really
You're just
doing
like
it.
watching people.
Like
But-
the Big Brother After Dark was
Like I think
and-
I'm thinking they're gonna fuck.
right. Well,
Right.
and that's
And then
the,
and of
the
course it never
producers and
happens.
everybody are hoping for that too.
Yeah.
Not that I know that or anything, but like, yeah, no, like the Big Brother After Dark, and there's also a cam site for it too. I have a lot of friends that were on Big Brother and that are in
Yeah.
the Big Brother world. So like, I've never actually watched an actual episode that aired on CBS, but I've watched. I would get home after being on set or out at the bars or whatever, and 1 o'clock in the morning from 1 to 3 was the Big Brother After Dark, and it was like, I'm like, are they all really actually up and moving around right now, or some of them are lying down taking a nap and sleeping, but these two are over in the kitchen talking and flirting, and it's like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen over here,
Right.
and you're kind of like, yeah, it is a little more voyeuristic over here, and you
Yeah.
are just watching this fishbowl, but yeah, no,
Yeah, it happens.
There's a lot
I
of
got
interesting-
4,000 fuckers watching you sleep.
Yeah, it was really funny. I mean, it was stupid, but it was funny.
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh, and the reason why we keep mentioning Erica, I haven't even mentioned, Erica is both of theirs publicity.
Erica,
Rub
agents.
PR.
PR.
Yeah,
The Rub PR, and she does an awesome job, man.
She's
She was
amazing.
She was promoting the shit out of this show, and then and you know what's cool about her too? She sends out press releases,
Yeah.
and I was watching while I was looking at my timeline, magazines I never even heard of, and all these people like tweeting about the show. So thank you, Erica. That was super cool of you, and she always does that. She's the best.
Yeah.
The Rub PR. Did you guys see that Vikings game?
Yeah, I saw it. Oh man, I wanted the Saints to win that game.
Yeah.
The playoffs it's different. The quarterbacks are like kind of lame this year, except for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady's gonna win.
It's
the Super Bowl
fucking
again.
frustrating, huh? Because I
But-
think
but
Brady,
I
Brady's
appreciate
at the
Tom Brady.
stage. He's kind of like Mayweather, where you're just waiting for him to get fucked up, and it never happens. Like it never.
But you're
happens.
witnessing like the best quarterback ever.
Yeah, no,
so
he
that's
is the
kind of cool
greatest.
to just see, like, because in the future when I'm older and you see the shows talking about the best ever,
Yeah.
like, oh, Tom Brady was the best ever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I used to watch him play.
I thought my boy McGregor was gonna fuck up Mayweather.
You really did?
I really.
Oh my! You're
I
like,
don't
you
know if
really
you noticed.
did? Oh my!
I love
I'm so
McGregor.
sorry for you.
I thought for sure he was gonna kill him.
I made a good amount of money off of people who thought that.
Yeah.
I-
You would have made money off of me.
I got some sex from it, but
Yeah.
it was consensual. It was like a joke. She was like, "Oh, fuck you." He like, you know. I was like, all right. And so
Do you guys watch MMA?
sometimes,
Like the UFC or whatever?
yeah.
It's pretty cool. I love it. They had a fucking girl Sunday night. don't know if you heard of her. Her name's Paige Vanzant. Hot little blonde chick. Anyway, in the first round, right, she threw this spinning back fist. She breaks her forearm right in the middle on the girl's head. I mean, and you heard it. It sounded loud as fuck. The other girl just kind of laughs it off. She's like, fuck you. I mean, it should have knocked out any human being, right? But the girl who got her arm broken, the other girl's name is Jessie Jess, by the way. But the girl who got her arm broken, she fought 3 more rounds like that.
Would you put her arm just dangling?
It wasn't dangling, but you could tell.
You can tell she couldn't use it.
And then, and she said between the rounds, she tells her coach, hey, I broke my arm. He's like, I don't give a fuck. They're savages, dude. The MMA girls are savages. I already started contacting them. I want to start having them on the show this year. Mainly the MMA girls, because a lot of them are hot now, man. Yeah. Because people think who don't follow MMA, they think that Ronda Rousey was the only hot one. There's a lot of hot.
No, I've
MMA
seen some
girls
pay-per-views and some like little ads.
Right as
like,
I got into the industry, like right when I started filming, I was still living in not here. I'll keep her a little more anonymous. Still, I'm sure she'd respect that. I picked up this girl. I was working in radio briefly, and it was one of the Jose Cuervo girls. Like, oh, super hot, like hanging out, talking, flirting.
Yeah.
Come find out, she's like, oh yeah, no, I gotta take off. I'm going overseas right now. And this is 2008, so it's like, okay, we're going overseas for it. Like, oh, yeah, I compete in Taekwondo, like the Olympics going on right now. Took silver.
Wow.
So not in the Olympics, but like the Olympic level, because she explained all the politics behind everything. Right. So it was kind of like, oh fuck, girl looks like Bridget Moynihan. Like, so it was like, oh cool, you're like my height, and you literally beat bitches' faces in for a living. Right.
Yeah. No, I love it. I go.
Nice.
I go to all of them. I've been to all the UFCs that have been in LA County or Orange County. I'm well into it. That's why I want to start having them on the show.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I did take some notes for tonight, and we only got like 17 minutes left, so I'm gonna go over them. The one thing, and my wife really wanted me to talk to Ryan Driller about this. Ryan Driller and Erica says that he's kind of known as like the king of parody porn. Now, let me tell you something about parody porn. Parody porn, I always used to clown it because it was kind of like cheapy, whatever. The costumes are like, but now, fuck. If you guys haven't seen modern parody porn, you'll trip out. It's not what you think or what I used to think. Now, like, okay, just the costumes alone, they're like legit.
I mean, legit.
Yeah.
Legit. We had to step up our game. Like,
yeah, Ryan Driller's Superman, by the way.
I was working already, but like when I finally took on Superman 7 years ago, that was really when it finally like solidified my footing. That was when I really, really gained traction. And the first one was a parody of the old Christopher Reeve movie.
Okay.
And Axel went through and he got the original costume guy from Christopher Reeve's movie to make that costume. So it was that blue spandex. I mean, that was a painful costume, just because it was actually cut for a guy that was a little smaller than I was, and so it pulled in all the wrong spots. But we knew, like, with the advent of all the internet and the tube sites and everything, with this access to the Gonzo and everybody with a phone that has, I mean, high definition or whatever, like you could upload and you could create your own porn. It was like, okay, parodies had always kind of been there, and it's always been a joke amongst everything, like Free Willy or whatever kind of.
Right.
But once they really tapped into and realized, like, oh, there's something to this, especially the comic book world or the big mainstream thing, like.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I was talking about the parody part. I'm talking about more like the comic, but like the X-Men, Avengers, Justice League, that stuff.
It's like we joke about the king of parody because I think it was like 4 years ago. The parody category is like, which no longer exists, but it was the best parody of the year or whatever. Like, I had 9 of the 15 titles. I was the lead, like the Lone Ranger, Johnny Castle and Dirty Dancing, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Superman, like just down the list. You just went, this should just be called Ryan Driller as that guy.
Right.
So like we went through it, but we realized, like, and a lot of them did really well, but it really was like the comic book ones took off, and it filled in the gaps on the comic screen that everybody had always fantasized anyway. I mean, if you've seen a comic book drawing, like they're practically porn to begin with anyway. So, so especially like Axel, he went through and he did them right, and he really started picking up and getting all the costumes and getting them right. So, the fun fact about the Man of Steel costume, the one that I wore for Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League, are Henry Cavill's rejected costumes from Warner Brothers.
Oh wow!
They didn't like the chainmail pattern, so the costume studio no longer exists anymore. But like we went in, and the funny thing was even the costume people were like, "It is so crazy that you and Henry are the same size, the same cut. You guys have like the same look. You both came in with the same hair, and." It's like you just walk in and like put on the costume, and they just had little tweaks to kind of like tighten it up. But super comfortable costume. But it legit was the costume from. It was supposed to be in Man of Steel, and they were like, "Oh, we don't like this print right here," so they redid it, and Hollywood has theirs, and we picked up the scraps and got to use that. So
now in the video, the one where the latest one last year was Justice League.
Justice League is the one that just.
Who
came
do
out.
you fucking that one? Wonder Woman?
No. I have sex with Jessa Rhodes, and I'm trying to remember her character. She's one of Apocalypse's henchmen or henchwomen, and it originally was her and August Ames as Lashina and somebody. Like I'm bad with the names because it was like they both had this like real brief role, and like August ended up leaving the production, and so she had like a quick little scene there, and then Jessa shows up and she comes to talk me into like joining the dark side or trying to join the dark side or see if I'm a threat that I'm gonna like stop Apocalypse. So she comes to the Kent farm and fucks me on the farm. So I'm not even in costume. Well, I am at the very end, but yeah, it was this kind of like odd off character.
The fuck scene itself, right? Like how do you're Superman. So how do they have you fucking like Superman? Like how would you figure Superman would just fuck the shit out of a girl?
Right. They always had some little thing to it. Like for Superman, the first one with Andy Sandemus, it was like a regular sex scene, but I think they kind of tried to play it off a little bit like a dream sequence because it's like because there was always the discussion like, dude, Superman's sperm alone would kill somebody.
Right.
So, and then it was like, well, it's Wonder Woman, so you can definitely throw her around, or another dream sequence with Zatanna and all that. So in the last couple ones, my sex scene was with Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman. But with this one, it was like, one, she's an alien super villain-esque or whatever, and two, because of the torment and everything going on in my world within that world, I was drinking a diluted kryptonite like flask all the time, so it was kind of normal. And I mean, my sex scene in that one, I was in overalls and like a long shirt, like I was working on the farm.
Now, since it's a porn parody, would the kryptonite make like your dick soft?
Well, no, of course they make that right. They just kind of like bring me down from being this superhuman beast thing or whatever to like, okay, it's a little bit more legit. And there were talks of doing like a flying sex scene and that kind of stuff years ago with the whole green screen aspect. But at the end of the day, we were like, all right, we're just going to kind of move it to a little bit regular. But you do have to do it in costume. Like everything is always, and especially me with my tattoos, like I have to be in costume because they're like, oh, we're hiding all the tattoos. So you have to keep your pants on. So like in Supergirl, the threesome that we have with Jessica Drake for that one, like the reason my pants are around my ankles the whole time and my shirt is on the whole time, even though like the others are totally naked and I'm still fully dressed, it's like it's hide the tattoos. Yeah. And I'm supposed to be like under kryptonite spell or something like that. So
now, Ricky Johnson, who would you want to be in a fucking comic book porn parody? What character would you want to be?
Oh, Black Panther.
Of course. Damn, I was gonna say that.
I was hoping they make one.
Yeah, well, they have to now.
They should. Yeah, no, and it's getting more popular. I'm like, hey, I hope it becomes one.
When does that come out? Next month?
February.
Yeah, it's coming out soon.
Looks good.
Yeah, he's also in the Avengers. The new one's gonna come out. He's in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love those movies. I love all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Like right now, they're showing on HBO. They're showing Logan.
Oh, yeah. Logan. I was like,
That
It was
little
rated
girl's
R,
a
which made it really
badass.
good.
Yeah.
What was it? I saw something when I just started doing it too, like leading up to the Avengers coming out this year, and it'll tie in perfectly, I think, chronologically. If you started watching the very first, I think they're saying if you start with like Iron Man 1, then go to Iron Man 2, Captain America, First Avenger, Avengers, like go down the line like that. If you started last week, the first week of January, and watched one a week, it'll bring you chronologically right up to the release day for Avengers, and everything will be like in there perfectly for it. It's like, but you had to do it this year, like start like last week. So
That's interesting. Yeah, I heard there's
Right.
like 40 superheroes in one fight scenes.
yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be insane.
Did you guys like
Excited.
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, I loved
did.
it. I thought it was
Yeah, I
hilarious.
love the Hulk in that one.
Yeah, it was really
The
funny.
Hulk is so funny, man. That and he's my favorite character anyway. But you never, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, you've never seen the Hulk like you see him in this
Yeah,
movie.
it's hilarious.
I'm laughing and I'm
He's
digging
funny
the
as
fact
fuck.
that like DC and WB, or DC and Marvel, they're now actually playing a little bit often with each other.
Right.
So they both had the hot tub penis scene. They
Yeah.
both had to have like something see it and like make the comment, and it was like, that's actually funny. Like that's good.
Right.
Like, all right, you guys are aware of one another at least a little bit enough to make fun of it. So
Yeah.
all right.
What do you guys think of Wonder Woman?
So good.
I like Wonder Woman.
She's hot. Fuck. They couldn't have done better. You know, when it first came out and I looked at her, I'm like, oh man, she's too fucking young and skinny. When she, you know, but then when the movie came out, holy fuck.
Yeah, she played the part really well.
We keep saying that about like I was real leery about Affleck as Batman.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, great, he's a great Bruce Wayne. He never commands the kind of like fear and that like, you know, like the fear of God when he walks into a room that Batman creates. It's like, dude, he's not gonna be able to pull off Batman. He'll be
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne all day long. He's my favorite Batman because he
Yeah.
is like
No,
he is like a comic
Christian
book.
Bale is my favorite Batman.
Christian Bale wasn't Batman. He was just he was a vigilante. Like he was great. They were great movies, but they were great mafia movies. They're not comic book movies.
I
yeah,
like
but
them
that's
both.
true. I like the Dark Knight, but I really like those movies though. They're
No,
really good.
I thought they were great,
They weren't comic book,
but they weren't comic book.
not whatsoever.
Well, you know what's the thing that bugged me about Ben Affleck as Batman? I thought he was too big, like compared to Superman. Like Christian Bale, to me, that was more like a Batman as far as the shape, the size. But like Ben Affleck was fucking huge. He didn't look that big in the second one, but the first one,
No, I think the
when he's
second one,
walking
he didn't-
around with just some fucking shirt and a suit, I'm like, look at this fucker.
He had bulk
was
up.
fucking
Well-
huge in that first one.
And if you go through, like, that's why I say, like, I like him the most, because if you go through all the comic books from years yonder, like, Batman and Superman, and they actually have doubled for each other in various instances where it's like, we know that Lex Luthor's going to come out with a bunch of kryptonite, so
Yeah.
put Batman in the Superman costume, put Superman in the Batman one, we can dupe him. So it's like they were both very, I mean, I know a lot of, everybody's going to come at me and be like, Batman's always like 2 inches shorter. It's like, yes, it's true. Batman technically is like 6'2" to Superman 6'4". However, in the real world, those heights are reversed based off the actors. So
Big time.
yeah. So it's like Affleck is actually 6'4" and Cavill is 6'1", 6'2". So they definitely had to, I mean, they bulked up everybody, but I mean, in the comic world, like everybody really is like the same gigantic bulk
Right.
to it, especially in the costumes. So it's like that didn't really bother me. Like I was like, all right, finally we're getting the comic book counterparts as they're supposed to look and supposed to be, and they're supposed to be this hulking, fear.
Yeah. Did you guys like Deadpool?
Yeah,
Loved
I'm
it.
excited for Deadpool too. It's coming out.
That's supposed to come out
sooner.
this year, right?
Yeah, May.
It just got bumped up earlier. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming out of May.
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome. I mean, and then I love Gina Carano. I've always wanted Gina Carano, the MMA fighter, in any comic book movie, and they finally put her in that as the big strong bitch. I love it when she's fighting with the Colossus. I love that whole scene. And then that little girl was funny too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole movie's funny, man. It was
Yeah.
good. It was good. Okay. Oh, all right. Wait a minute. Go back to where we got off of. Okay, what do you guys think about that fucking? We talked about it before the show. Where I'm bringing up the nuclear missile alarm in Hawaii that scared the shit out of people for 38 minutes.
Did it change? Because I know it was a missile alarm. Was it actually supposed to be nuclear? I mean, of course, everybody's thinking nuclear because of North Korea and the bullshit going on with.
Yeah, it was
I've got a bigger button.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
nuclear
think it was
alarm.
like a nuclear ballistic.
But it was like, because everybody's showing it. It's kind of like there's a missile on its way. Seek shelter. This is not a drill.
Yeah.
And
Right,
everybody
that was
like,
it.
Yeah.
And now you see everybody's true colors and how they reacted.
People came out. I mean, I can't deny, like, the last 6 months, I've just been going, I'm just waiting to hear sirens or just be, like, out hiking, walking with the dogs, and kind of look over and be like, I'm not going to lie. There was a little part of me that was one of the little thoughts when I saw that space shuttle launch thing or whatever the other night. Like,
Oh
right
yeah,
before Christmas.
from SpaceX.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
driving down Ventura Boulevard and I was just like, oh, it's cool. It's a comet. No, it's not a comet. It's moving way too slow.
Yeah.
Is that that's an airplane? That's weird.
Do you guys
It's an
believe in
airplane.
UFOs?
Yeah.
I do.
I don't.
No,
I wish I did.
you'll see one.
Hopefully.
Eventually, you'll see one.
I hope I see one. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I'm convinced, and everyone always thinks, "Oh, mofo, it's because you're always fucked up." I'm convinced we seen one at camping. It was around 2007 in Lake Casitas, California. Foggy night, and I'm pretty sure we seen a UFO. And my daughter was like, "What is that?" And we're like, "I'm pretty sure we seen it." And of course, but the problem is nobody fucking believes you.
What did it look
Nobody.
like? Like the TV cartoon UFOs, or like
No,
a different
No,
type?
just lights. It just looked like a square of different lights, but it was just the way it moved. You know what I mean? It's not so much because planes can only move a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or even like drones or whatever. But this was just. But you know, and then the next morning, because it was me, my daughter, and 3 other people, we were around the fire, and we told everybody next morning, and everyone was like, "Oh, the stoners, of course." Of course, the stoners seen it, but it's just it. To me, the universe is too big. There has to be fucking life out there. There has to be.
Yeah. No, I'm
What
right
do you
there
think,
with you.
Johnson?
I hope so. For me, I just if I see it, and I'll believe it.
Right.
Someone just telling me that like they're pretty sure that they're getting ready for the release to the public, and they're softening us up with the inundation of all of the movies that circulate about. Like, oh, here's like every other movie is an alien movie, whether it be comic book, superhero, or
Right.
The Arrival and whatnot. Like, just so it's not a total shock to everybody's system, but
We'll see.
somebody was telling me that, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to deny it, but okay.
Okay, every show, I have a fuck you segment where I say fuck you to, usually it's a politician or some criminal or something. My fuck you for this show is going to be to all the politicians in LA County and Orange County that are almost fucking making it impossible for these people to open up, legalize recreational pot shops. They keep making all these new regulations and all this other shit. As of right now, I looked today, there's only 5 open. And the rest of them, they're still stalling. And I also want to say fuck you to all the cyberbullying that's been going on. And you brought up the name August Ames. I wasn't going to mention her, but you said her name. So I will say it's fucked up what happened to her. If you guys don't know, you can just look it up. So anyway, so I want to say fuck you to the politicians that are making it almost impossible for these people to open up their pot shops. And fuck you to all the cyber bullies. And I'll do it on the count of 3. And if you guys want to join me, you can. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Fuck you. There you go. Now, you guys give what you want to promote?
My Twitter and my Instagram are Year of the Ricky. My Snapchat is Ricky Behavior. And my OnlyFans, I love plugging that in everywhere.
Okay.
More money. It's onlyfans.com/Year of the Ricky. It's worth it. $10.
There you
Go join.
go. $10.
That's it. $10.
Fuck your lady to Ricky Johnson.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. I'm Ryan Driller, all one word, no hyphens or anything, at Instagram and Twitter. You can keep up on all the stuff. Come see me in Vegas, and I just unloaded a whole bunch of DVDs that just came out. I saw that Erica was promoting too, so
All right, cool.
keep an eye on. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. And like I always end the show, believe in yourself and que sera, sera.
You're listening to CannaPornia with your host, Mofo, only on LA Talk Radio.